In September 2019, the Void Walker skin released, and everybody loved it because it had a special select animation, and people wanted more, so naturally Respawn recolored it 1 year later in November of 2020, adding 3 recolors of this skin to the files. There's one thing though, there's one of these skins that Respawn refused to add. They keep adding it to the files, they make skins to match it, but they never release the skin. So after 5 years of waiting for the skin, let's talk about it, because when the November 2020 update came out, we found 3 Void Walker recolors in the files. The Black Void Walker, the Christmas Void Walker, and also the Blue Void Walker. Yes, these 2 skins are different, mostly focused on the scarf is different, and some softer parts of the armor. So naturally, these skins started releasing, and the first one to release was the Christmas Void Walker, aka Phase Walker, released on the 3rd of January 2021, only a few months after it was found in the files. Although we had seen it 1 month earlier on December the 4th, 2020, as the crypto voice actor was given this skin early and allowed to use it in game, which is, I think, the only time this ever happened. Most people assumed after this then the Blue Void Walker or the Black Void Walker would release, but we didn't hear anything for a very long time, which sucks because people loved the Black Void Walker skin. They knew Respawn had completed it, but Respawn just wouldn't add it. It got that bad that Shrugtool, a data miner at the time, made an April Fool's post pretending Respawn were going to release the skin first, and people got very excited, although this was just April Fool's. We actually wouldn't see the Black Void Walker skin until over a year later on the 22nd of March 2022, when the Black Void Walker skin finally released. And people loved this thing, it just looked so cool. All black skins are very nice, and it had the special select animation. So that left one Void Walker recolor to be added, this Blue Void Walker. And people were waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and they kept asking, where is this skin? Respawn had had this laying around for several years and still hadn't released it. We didn't hear more news until over a year later once again, on the 19th of September 2023, where it seemed like Respawn were actually going to do something with this skin, as they gave it a name. Yippee! And added it to the skin list in-game, which means it was no longer in the files as just a few textures, but it was ready to be added. But this is where you may realise, September 2023 was a long time ago. We're at the start of 2025, so did Respawn release this skin? No, they didn't. It seemed at the time they were planning to bundle the War Patch skin with this Havoc skin, which was a recolor of the Reactive Havoc, and this Havoc skin was eventually released in the Void Reckoning event as a milestone reward with a few modifications, but the War Patch skin never came. Our most recent sign from Respawn that this skin isn't scrapped was on the 10th of August 2024, when Respawn added some art for their new LTM. And lo and behold, in this art, guess who was present? The Blue Void Walker skin. Respawn are still messing with this skin, nearly 5 whole years after adding it to the files, but they won't release it for some reason. Many players also believe that they saw this skin being used by Fade in the Season 22 preview event, where players were allowed on the Season 22 developer build of Apex, so Fade likely saw the skin and equipped it for this video. So why aren't Respawn releasing this skin? Maybe it's because they believe it's too similar to the Phase Walker skin, which it kind of is, but then again, just change their visor texture or something, it won't take that much effort. Although at this point, I almost think it would be funnier if Respawn kept using this skin in promotional art and trailers, and then just never released it, so it's this unattainable skin. But if you're one of the OGs that was there for when these skins were data mined, congrats, you've been playing Apex and watching the data mining scene for nearly 5 years, and waiting for a skin that's apparently never gonna come.